Welcome back. Now it's time for us to test the get all properties method of our service layer. So let's go ahead and write down the test case for this. So I'm now in my test class. So I'll say void test this. Again, you can say here underscore success. I'm avoiding it because we are writing test case for only one scenario, but you can write it here for more scenarios. So I will just say test, and then of course we'll try to get the make the call to our service. So get all properties, that's fine. Let's see what will happen. So first thing that we have to bypass here is to find all things. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll say Mockito dot when property repository dot find all is called, then return we are going to return a list. We have to grab the data that is returned. So let's check here. So if I click here and control space, it says it returns an iterable of property entity. So here we have to go and say iterable of property entity equal to new of, let's say, array list. And now what I'm going to do is copy this, and we have to create the entity first. So property entity, we have to create one, at least one entity to add it to the list. So we'll say new of property entity, and here we'll say property entity dot set of let's say id 1l, and property entity dot set of title. We can of course set other fields, but for now it's not needed. This is just for testing. And now I'm going to add this here and say add. So basically now what we have to do is this property entity dot, let's see what is the method. So here it doesn't have a method, so maybe we have to now typecast this. So I'm going to typecast it, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make this as list of property entities, and then of course it will have the add function where we are going to add the property entity. So now we have to return this here. So let's add to the return. So it says mockito.find then return. So we go there and check. So now this will return list of props, and list of props will come here, and then the conversion will happen, and then this is going to return another list to us, which will be of DTO. So let's go ahead and bypass this for our example. If we don't bypass also, then also it will work fine because we have already injected the property DTO here, a converter. And then here it will come with the entity, and then the entity will get converted to DTO, and the DTO list will be there. So let's put a debugger here and see what's going on. So now we are going to run our test in the debug mode to verify if it's working or not. Otherwise, we have to also do a when then of that particular converter call. So let's wait. So here we have the DTO. So let's see in the property list, it did add one item. But the elements are null, it says. That is correct because it doesn't know what to pass because this is coming from Mockito. So that did not help. So what we will do is we will go by the traditional approach. Here we'll say Mockito. In fact, we already have done this. So I'm going to say Mockito dot when this is called, then return this. I will copy this line and we need to get the DTO as well. Saved entity DTO, not saved entity DTO, this one. So I'll paste this here. So now it's going to return us the that DTO here and the same list is going to get returned. So let's capture this list. So we will get the list of property DTO. List of prop DTO. And now our assertion should be assertions dot assert equals, and I could say list of property DTO dot size. This should be our actual and expected. We know it should be 1. The size should be 1 because we are passing one entity. We are saying return 1 in the find all. So of course in this also we will get the same one. So let's go ahead and run this and see if it is working as expected. So run with coverage. So test pass add to suite, and here we go. We have covered our test for testing our get all properties as well. Perfect. So this is how we do the testing for our service layer get all properties. This is it for this video. Thank you.